My name's Sebastian, and it's Fan Friday.
It's time for Fan Friday! No yawning for Fan Friday. Alright, let's get to some questions. First question is from Miss Diaper D on YouTube, and if you guys haven't gone and checked out her channel, you totally should. She wants to know, what do you think is the best age for kids to get a dog? You know, as odd as this is, I don't think we've ever actually been asked this question before. I have a few different answers for this question. Personally, when I was born, my parents already had a dog, so I was basically born already owning a dog, sort of. The dog was 5 or 6 when I was born, and I was 5 or 6 when he passed away. So I had a dog in my life from the moment I was born. So sometimes you have a dog before you have kids, but if you don't have a dog and you have kids, I think that's what you're asking. What is the best age to get a dog? It really depends. If you're getting the dog to teach your children responsibility, then you probably want to wait till your kids are more around like 5, 6, 7, somewhere around there. If you're getting the dog for your kids to have as a companion more than to teach them about responsibility, then I would say pretty much any age. If you want it to be their full responsibility, I would wait till they're about 12 or 13 years old, because then you can really teach them and rely more on them to help out with the dog. So there's a few different answers I have for that question. Julie wants to know, is it normal for a husky to chase his tail in circles and chew the fur off the tip of his tail? Is it normal for a husky to chase its tail in circles? Yeah, kind of. Memphis does it from time to time. She's actually pretty much the only one of our girls that has done that. But to actually chew the fur off the end of their tail, maybe you need to take that dog outside for a run. They might just be bored. That would be my guess. Haley had a really fun question. Did you know anything about Huskies when you got Shiloh? Most of you know by now Shiloh was our very first Husky that we ever got. And to answer your question, honestly, I had read one book and a little bit in one of those dog encyclopedias that you used to be able to get at the bookstores about Huskies. I had never really interacted with Huskies, me personally. Jamie had a Husky when he was younger. I believe it was his grandparents' dog, and when they moved away, they got the dog until it passed away, and it was like 17 or something, I believe, when it passed away. So he knew a little bit more about them than I did, but I didn't know as much as I know now, but I did do a little bit of research. Katie says, if you want to get a Husky, how big should your yard/garden be? I'm assuming by garden you mean yard or backyard. It doesn't have to be huge. It's nice to have a big yard because it gives them somewhere to play and run around when you can't be out walking and exercising. It makes it nice to have a safe area to play. But when we first had Shelby and Shiloh, we actually had a very small yard. So the size of the yard isn't necessarily that important if you're very active with your Husky. Mel says, I adore Oakley, and I'm wondering, when she came to your home, how long did it take to win her trust and you and Jamie for her? Greg's here! Does she have any quirks or issues that you learned after you started to live with her? Actually, Oakley, I still don't know if she fully trusts us. Is Greg here? That's Shelby's favorite person in the whole wide world. Shelby, Greg's here! So anyway, Oakley, you know, when we first got her, yeah, we found out about quite a few different quirks she had. One of them is she's not a big fan of being petted. You guys are going to hear some noise. Jamie's out working on the Jeep. She's not a big fan of being petted. She's not a big affectionate dog like the rest of the girls. She's affectionate in her own special way. She was afraid of doorways, like the door to go inside and outside. She didn't like to come through it. She constantly thought we were going to try to catch her and trap her. So she definitely had a lot of trust issues. How long did it really take her to trust us? I don't know. There are still times now where it's like she suddenly forgets that we're safe people and she doesn't want to come through the doorway. You know, and we've had her a while now. I think it's just one of those things. She'll always have a little bit of that issue. But you know what? It took time. I do think she trusts us a lot more now. I mean, I can pet her. She'll come and lean on me. Jamie can pet her. She leans on him. It took a while. She's very special. And another question about Oakley. Jennifer wants to know, was Oakley's name Oakley when you adopted her, or did you change it? Her name, they actually named her Oakley. I think she was named Oakley when they got her from the shelter too, so she's had the name Oakley for a while. I'm not sure what it was before that, but we kept the name Oakley because she already knew it. Shanice from Instagram says, I am training my Husky to be a panic disorder service dog. What is your opinion on Huskies as service dogs? She is very smart and does extremely well, but her only issue is an occasional whining, which is to be expected from this breed. What is your take on this? I think Siberian Huskies make great service dogs. They are, like you said, extremely smart. The biggest thing is sometimes they can lack focus because they're so smart and because they can be hyper, they can lack a little bit of focus. So sometimes they take a little bit of extra training, but they make wonderful service dogs. I've seen them a few times on the internet in different places, read articles about them, so it is very possible. Ala59197 from Instagram wants to know, what color is Shelby? Shelby, can you look at me? Shelby is considered a sable and white husky. Prancer Dust from Instagram says, my 12-week-old husky cross puppy is scared of everything she sees and can't go into public without crying. It's getting quite serious as my other husky can't look at her without her whimpering. Do you have any methods or advice to make her more confident? We had a lot of the same issues you're describing when Shiloh was a puppy. We got her at 12 weeks old and she was terrified of everything. I used to just hold her and take her places, and just so she could feel the comfort of me. It took a long time. She was almost 2 years old before she really, really trusted other people and wasn't afraid of loud noises and things like that. It can take a long time. Because your dog is so young, and I wish that I would have done this back then, you might want to contact a trainer and maybe start doing socialization classes with your puppy. That would be my suggestion. 00Anzor00 from Instagram says, how did you get your Huskies not to eat everything they got their paws on? My Husky eats everything. We walk him twice a day, but he still eats everything he gets his paws on. He's fed 4 times a day. What do you suggest? What I learned, especially from when Shelby was a puppy, because she was a terror as a puppy if she was out of my sight, is, and we did this with Memphis when she was younger, the dog has to be in whatever room I'm in at all times when it's not bedtime and when we're not home. So if I was hanging out here in the living room by my computer, the baby gate went up there, baby gate went up at that doorway, and the puppy stayed in this room. That way, I was able to catch her in the act of doing anything wrong. If you keep them close, you can correct them faster when they're chewing on something, and they learn really quick. You sure did, didn't you? Shelby, not so much, because I didn't learn that real fast when she was younger. But Memphis, we got rid of the baby gate, because she doesn't tear anything up now. The Wolf Song on Instagram says, hi, I'm going through chemo treatment, and my mom says, after I'm done with my chemo, I can get a dog. I'm going to get a husky, but I have 2 cats. Do you have any advice? First, stay strong. That is awesome. To hear that you're going through chemo, I hope everything is going well for you, and just stay strong, stay positive, and dream big. Okay, besides that, advice for a husky with cats. You have a few different options. If you get a puppy, you should be able to fairly well train the puppy to be okay around the cats. Or you can also look for a husky at a rescue that may already have experience with cats, maybe an older dog, but usually when you get one from rescue, they'll let them interact with cats and other dogs so they'll know if they'll be good around them. So those are your 2 options. Hopefully you'll be able to find one that'll do well with cats. Cupcakes Dog from Instagram says, why is Oakley's kennel in front of your front door? Because we never use it. We actually have 2 doors. We have a front door and then we have the door that comes in the garage. We never ever use this front door, and it was a convenient place to put her kennel, so that's where it went. Supporter of Pit Bulls from Instagram says, I have a Basset Hound, so I don't know if you can help me. I love Basset Hounds. But whenever I open my front door, she runs outside. What should I do? You should train your dog a command called wait. It is a very important command that all dogs should actually know. Shiloh knew it pretty well. Shelby kind of knows it. The other 2, not so much. But But what the wait command is what you need to do is take your dog, put your dog on a leash, stand at your doorway, open your door very slowly, and tell your dog to wait. If your dog pulls forward like it's gonna, and like I said, do this on a leash. If your dog pulls forward like it's gonna run out the front door, pull the dog back, tell him to wait. When the dog doesn't pull forward as you're opening the door, you want to reward the dog. You can actually look this up, training the wait command, Google it, and you'll find all different ways to do it. It's hard for me to kind of explain without showing you. So I would say Google it. I don't have a training video on that, but maybe there's another idea. I can show you guys a video on training the wait command, and I can try to teach it to Memphis, because she does not know that one yet. We got some mail, we got some mail. And don't forget, you guys, if you want to send Oakley something for her birthday video, just send it to the address down in the corner. Her birthday is May the 8th. We've already received some birthday cards and things for her. Anything we receive for her before her birthday video will go in her birthday video. Right, Oakley girl? Yeah. We got a letter from Courtney in Texas. In there is Courtney and Apple and Courtney's sister, Apple. Such a cute name. Courtney says, my 2-year-old American White Shepherd Rescue is coming inside and I'm going to crate and potty train her. I would like to know how long before I let her have run of the house. It really depends. If it's just for potty training and the dog is not destructive, it shouldn't really take too long. Shelby was actually in her crate till she was 4 years old. Shiloh was probably only in her crate till she was about a year old. Oakley we kept in her crate for the first couple months when we got her. So it's really, it depends. Your dog might still have accidents. It can happen. Don't get too upset even after you've done all that work and you've crate trained. Sometimes accidents still happen. So don't be too upset by an accident. We got a letter and some drawings from Haylin. And Haylin, I have to let you know, I believe you are the first person from the same town as us that sent us anything in the mail. So that's pretty cool. I thought and thought and thought. I'm pretty sure you're the first person. And I also have to say, your drawings are awesome. You have some talent. I absolutely love these. This one is Adult Memphis. This one is Oakley. They're so cool. This one is of Shelby. And of course I love this one. And Angel Shiloh. So cute. And there's a puppy. Whoops, there's a puppy, Memphis. Memphis, look, it's you, it's a puppy. She says you're her favorite. You're her favorite. She also had a question, and it was, let me find it here. How do you help one dog get used to another dog? Hey, don't wreck my drawings. What's wrong with you? How do you help one dog get used to another dog? It can take a lot of time. If the dogs don't know each other well, it can take a little bit of transition time. Sometimes just getting them exercised before you really let them interact with each other will help, because then they're a little bit more tired, their brains are a little bit more settled, and they're not overthinking everything. Oakley, when she first came here, she had a little bit of a tough time transitioning because she was an only dog and she came into a household that had 2 other dogs. So it just takes a little bit of time and patience, take it slow. Sometimes you will have to keep them separated. When we first got Oakley, we had to keep the other dogs separated from her at times just because she got a little bit too irritated. But as you can see now, they do just fine together. It just takes a little bit of time. Alright, you guys, that's all we have for Fan Friday today. As you've probably heard earlier, Jamie was outside working on the Jeep. For those of you that don't know, we have a second channel here on YouTube. It's youtube.com/withoutthesnowdogs. It's actually our vlogging channel, which of course the dogs are usually in also. But it's kind of more of Jamie and I's lives instead of just the dogs. And he was out there working on the Jeep because this weekend we are going to the Blessing of the Jeeps. So if you guys want to see some cool videos from that, be sure to head on over to youtube.com/withoutthesnowdogs and subscribe to that channel. Those videos will be going up next week. Right now there's a really cool video up of a lightning storm we caught the other day. First one of the year. So go ahead and check that out. Don't forget to, there's a link down in the description. Our t-shirt giveaway, the entries for that. There's a link down in the description. You guys can still get entered. I think that ends on Monday or Tuesday. And we're actually giving away 3. So there'll be 3 people that'll win t-shirts from our t-shirt store, which is gonetothesnowdogs.spreadshirt.com. So anyway, as you can tell, it's dark outside. We are getting ready for bed. That means you have to put that away, baby. You can't take the antler to bed with you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Yeah. Can you say stay positive? Stay positive. Dream big. And we'll see you soon. Goodbye. Are you a good girl? You are a good girl.
Roll over so